2, 1.
Welcome to Antimatters. Hello everyone. Little update on Manica, Mccloud and family this time. They're still doing absolutely brilliantly in their natural setup, and there's plenty of nature still alive in there with them. I was expecting them to kill everything, but yeah, things are alive. The only thing they ever seem to attack is dead bodies. We'll get to that though near the end of the episode. Their appetite is ferocious. I just chuck them in a jelly pot now. If it gets half done and goes a bit mouldy, I just chuck it in with the cockroaches. They also have a floating city with floating islands, bit like the one in Avatar. It's all held up though by this little man under the leaf, one of the many inhabitants. Plant-wise, everything seems to be doing brilliantly, although I have noticed that some of the plants have been nibbled. I think this could be to do with snails. There are a few garlic snails hidden away. The ants utilise every inch of the setup though, and despite being up the walls a lot of the time too, they never push the barrier as well. And I've never had to deal with any sort of escaped ant, even when the plants are touching the ceiling. Such an awesome colony. I definitely recommend it to anybody that's thinking, oh, do I get them? Don't I get them? Definitely get them, because if you make them work, they're brilliant. All this action requires a lot of energy, so these girls are always hungry. As you can see, they absolutely love this green jelly. They're getting right fat on it. Check out the gaster of the one on the right. It's nearly going to explode. She must have been chomping for ages. There's loads of them though with fat gasters like this running around, and it makes me quite happy because they're nice and full of food. Along with the sugars, I also like to give them red runner roaches at the minute. They absolutely love them, and they drag them underground and nothing comes back up and nothing's left, I guess, which is a win for me because less cleaning. Normally I'd expect a more crazy feeding response on the protein, but because they got the jelly pot, they're not interested that much. That's the only issue with Manica Rubida. If you give them sugar, they'll ignore their protein. It's good to see a few of the workers though lapping up some of the juices that have come out. Here's another really fat bum. This girl, I don't think she's got any more room. I love watching them slowly break down the carcass though. What they'll do usually is chop off a few legs, and while they're chopping off the legs, other workers will make the holes bigger and they'll just drag it all underground in one go with the legs removed. So let's have a look at some of the other inhabitants of the tank. We've got the woodlice, which are doing absolutely brilliantly. I have no idea how many they are because they seem to want to live underground. When I water the setup though every so often, loads will come out. They trot around the place though, munching down on dead leaves and things like that. I've had to start adding some more in as well because they've eaten all of the like leaf litter and things that they can eat, really, that was in there. They get absolutely everywhere though, and the woodlice, they're pretty good climbers. They can climb up things and everything. I believe this long thing here may have been maybe a millipede, however, on closer inspection I don't really have a clue what it was. It was about an inch long and it was in the floating mountains of Pandora. It's not the ants though that are the danger to all of the little bugs, it seems. The girls are actually really nice. It's the spiders that are chomping down on anything. I think even the little ants are scared of the spider. It turns out Manica Rubida's aggressive tendencies may have been overrated a little bit. Here's the apex predator though. I think he's a little garden spider. Well, she's actually laid loads of eggs loads of times. And there's plenty of tiny little spiders running about. I do enjoy watching the spider because, she always seems to be up to something. And I'm not really sure what she does with her nest, but she likes to get substrate somehow up the plant up into a little kind of nest, and then she hides next to it because she's really camouflaged. Yeah, even the ants fall prey to the big fat garden spider. It seems to be maybe like 1 or 2 a month she'll maybe catch, And I think a lot of the time these are dead bodies that have been kind of dumped. I loved watching this interaction though between this little ant and the spider. The little ant wants to just clean up the mess, but the spider is kind of like, this is mine, and starts prodding him with his pointy little toes. For a second I thought, oh, maybe the ant's given up. But no, she goes around and hits her with an antenna, which kind of scares the spider away. Once the spider was chased away, she then proceeded to do absolutely nothing with the dead body, and actually walked off without it in the end, after all that risk of like dancing with the spider. Useless. That's not to say a lot of ants don't get stuck in it temporarily. This little girl, she got stuck in the web for about half an hour. When they're stuck though, they'll just thrash around like this, basically wiggling all of their legs to try and get the web unattached. If they don't get it unattached in time though, they'll end up like this girl. The only thing the Manica Rubida do seem to attack are the dead bodies. They'll go absolutely crazy over a dead body. They won't do it all the time either. For maybe an hour a day, they'll go absolutely crazy though on the corpses. They'll start kind of chomping away, and at least 10 ants, sometimes 20 or more, will turn up just to kind of get involved. By the looks of it, it seems they're just kind of beating the corpse up and chopping it down. For what purpose? I'm not sure. Because a few ants alone could do this, but they get themselves like riled up. They're proper kind of hyped up for this. I have no idea what they're doing though. It's not like the Tetramorum bicarinatum where they'll just be killing a queen because, well, these girls aren't inbreeding and they'd never kill their queen. They absolutely love her. They're far too loyal. But it's just a little worker corpse that they're just destroying. Little savages. Sometimes though, it seems they're not even biting it. They're just like opening their jaw and shutting it. But not really hard. Just delicately got you, touched you. Maybe it's some form of funeral. From the dead, let's head over to the living. And wow, the Manica Rubida are up against my computer, and they're kept at room temperature, but the computer side gets warm, which makes them put some of their brood against the window sometimes. And as you can see, whoa, they've got loads. Look at all the eggs in that lower chamber. Here's one of the upper chambers, and you can see the larvae are so fat. There's so many pupae too. Makes me really happy to see all of this. I haven't had a glimpse of the queen yet, but I'm hoping one day maybe I'll get lucky round the back and she'll show herself. It looks like their numbers are definitely going to go up though. I'm super excited to see how all the brood turns up. I think this colony though isn't going to go anywhere for a little while, especially with all those eggs. I'll make another update in maybe 6 months if you're lucky. Anyway, thanks for watching, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, have a fabulous week and may your ants live long and prosper, and bye!